on Sunday, also in D.C., another massive rally, this time marching against vaccine mandates and other forms of COVID-related tyranny. And here we have some footage of the crowd. Here's what the crowd looked like.
So we're here to rise above that.
I think they,
and I also
you pan, you see, this looks like even bigger than the March for Life. This has got to be one of the biggest. Look at this. That's remarkable. Certainly one of the biggest political demonstrations that we've seen in D.C. in several years at the very least. But the left showed up as well, and a rather pathetic turnout, even more pathetic than the counter-protesters of the March for Life. So let's just watch. Here's a random smattering of some pro-Fauci protesters, and let's hear what point they have to make or what their position is. Let's listen.
I love Fauci. We love Fauci. I 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 love Fauci.
I love Fauci is what they have to say. And these are people on the left. They would pretend to be. Okay, we can turn this off. They would pretend to be, the part of the resistance. They still consider themselves the resistance. They're, revolutionaries. They're down with the system and all that kind of stuff. They still affect that kind of posture, but they're chanting. These are counter-protesters showing up to chant about how much they love a government bureaucrat. How much they love the highest paid federal employee in American history. This is what they've shown up to do. And yet they pretend to be critics of the system. Well, one thing I can tell you as a 4-star chef myself, amateur chef, but I consider myself a 4-star chef, your kitchen is not complete without great kitchen knives. And that's why you need Kamikoto. Kamikoto taps into more than 800 years of traditional techniques from Honshu, Japan. Kamikoto also uses steel sourced from mills in Japan, and each blade is crafted using techniques that have been honed and perfected by generations of knife smiths. Each knife comes in a beautiful heavy-duty ash wood box. It makes sure that the knife is stored safely as well. Each Kamikoto knife goes through a rigorous 19-step process that takes several years from start to finish to complete. Our expert bladesmiths forge and shape raw steel into hardy blades, polishing and sharpening them to an excruciatingly fine edge. Each knife is individually inspected. Kamikoto is so confident that their knives will work for you that each knife comes with a lifetime guarantee. Because of their single bevel edge, Kamikoto knives can achieve an unbelievably sharp edge you just can't get with other knives. They can cut through your ribeye like butter. That is guaranteed. Kamikoto is currently having a massive extended New Year sale, and on top of that sale, you can get an additional $50 off any purchase you make with discount code Matt Walsh. So click the link below or go to kamikoto.com/Matt Walsh and use promo code Matt Walsh to save an extra $50 today. And it gets worse than that because some of these counter-protesters were even more aggressive. And here's one woman who showed up in her van, and she had a little bit more to say. And let's hear her out.
Are going to pay for the police to shut down the road so that these white supremacists can party and have a time celebrating their loser president! Loser Trump! Go the home! Stop invading our territory! Go the home! Take your loser president and shove him up your
White supremacist, of course, and she's got, I don't know what's going on with her van. She has she's literally in a serial killer van with handprints. The handprints of all of her victims are on the you can see the handprints on the windows of people clawing to get out. And on her way to murder her next round of victims, she decided to stop and yell at all the protesters there because of course they're all white supremacists. Well, I hope you enjoyed that clip from the Matt Walsh Show. If you did, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right down there so you can stay up to date on all of our future content.